Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to M.I.C.E. How's the show been so far?
It's been really good. We've had some really good meetings both in the Tourism Australia stand and Tourism New Zealand. So really genuine conversations and people willing to really book and make commitments. So very exciting.
So is this part of the world important to Arinex at all? Do you get a lot of buyers? Do you bring a lot of buyers out to Australia?
Yeah, we tend to see a lot of incentive work that comes through these meetings. So having discussions about bringing incentive groups to Australia, New Zealand and Fiji. They're our key markets, and then also just the opportunity to connect with associations here as well is a really good opportunity.
Okay, taking a step back a bit, so being in the events industry, how did it all start for you? How did you get into it?
I think like everyone in this industry, I fell into it. I had no idea what a PCO was, and my friend at the time happened to mention that there was a job going at Arinex. And so I had to ask her what a PCO was and what was involved in the role, and I thought I would give it a go. So I went to the interview. I had studied events at university as well as a business administration degree, and so I thought it sounds like something I might be good at, and lo and behold, 10 years later, here I am.
And you bought the company?
And I bought the company.
And you also just had a new partnership now. So tell us a bit more about that. Who you joined, who you with, who's your partner?
Yeah, so it's nearly been a year. 1st of July last year, we merged with an event technology company called Delegate Connect. So Jordan Walsh was the founder and owner of that business, and we're now business partners in the Arinex group. So we have Arinex, which is the event services business, production, PCO, DMC services, and then we also have an event technology company as well.
So what does that add to the company now? What is it in terms of giving any organizer?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly just adds a bigger depth and breadth to our value proposition. So we can either do a small component of an event or we can do everything, including AV and production now as well, and the technology solutions as well.
And you've now just invested in New Zealand as well?
Yes, very exciting.
What is that? What's the company name again?
So Awaha, who is a business that has been in the New Zealand market for just over 20 years. So Sandra Julian was the founder, and she's joined the Arinex team along with 4 others in the business. So it's really exciting to be able to add that again to our value proposition to our clients. We're seeing in the incentive market particularly that New Zealand is a very big market and certainly flavour of the year at the moment, which is fantastic. But then also with the openings of Wellington and Christchurch convention centres and soon the NZICC in Auckland, that there's a real big focus on the association market and bringing international conferences to New Zealand as well. So great time to be really pushing in that market.
So why Australia and New Zealand? What is it about those 2 destinations that any buyer should consider in terms of bringing their event to that part of the world?
I think everyone would say that we are a long way away from the rest of the world, which is true, but with airline travel getting more and more available and the prices finally coming down post-COVID, it's certainly more accessible than ever before. But when you do come over to Australia or New Zealand, you really do come to a beautiful part of the world and very different to what people are used to within like the US and the European markets. So being able to provide that leisure opportunity for your delegates, your clients, is a really important element that we're seeing coming through more and more now. So people are extending their stays, they're really taking advantage of everything that the 2 destinations have to offer. And it's a great market and great timing for the industry.
And hospitality is such a strong point for Australia. Absolutely. It really is. So how's 24 looking for yourselves? Are you seeing a particular trend and types of events that you actually look bringing in, or do you find there's particular sectors that are stronger than others?
Yeah, definitely. So 2024 is looking great. I can't believe it's May already. But the international business is really strong in both countries, which is really good to see. People have got that confidence back now. They're willing to travel that extra distance. And timing for planning is actually getting back to a bit more of a normal time frame, which is very relieving for an event planner. to actually really have the time to invest in making these events as fantastic as they need to be. So the trends that we're seeing is that delegates are still booking late, and that is causing concerns for everyone, but the numbers are materialising. If not, they're exceeding expectations. And especially with our international events, the international percentage of delegates is exceeding our expectations as well, which is really good to see.
Fantastic. And how far ahead are they booking events at the moment? You mentioned there's short lead time, are you finding there are still a couple of years in advance that they are booking?
I mean, we're still getting requests for events within a 6-month time frame, but they're not so often anymore. We're looking at 18 months to 3 years out. We've just got a tender for a 2030 opportunity, so people are actually starting to plan ahead more, get more into those regular routines for their events.
And as an organiser, are you finding now you have to, because sustainability is obviously a big part of what we do you have to create sort of impact reports, climate impact reports, that type of thing, so just show them what kind of carbon footprint the event is actually using, if you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So sustainability continues to grow in importance, which is great, and it's something that Arinex is really passionate about as a business. We are a carbon neutral certified organisation, so that helps our clients in the first instance because we've done a lot of the legwork already from a business perspective. But that then also enables us to track our sustainability initiatives better. We have a sustainability hub internally, so all suppliers that have sustainability initiatives or are certified are in that hub. So we've got resources to quickly partner with other like-minded suppliers who have sustainability at the forefront of their planning and their execution. And then we really find that it's a collaborative effort. So working with the bureaus, working with the venues, the convention centres specifically, and hotels have done enormous work in being more sustainable and also being able to demonstrate that sustainability. So leveraging all of the hard work and time and investment that they have put into sustainability as well, because it's very much a collaborative effort. Sustainability is important to everyone, and everyone needs to be on board, otherwise we'll never make an impact.
And cultural heritage is obviously a big thing in Australia, particularly embracing local culture, Indigenous aspects. Do you incorporate a lot of that into your events as well?
As much as we can. So in Australia, Arinex has a reconciliation action plan, so we're actively trying to improve our cultural competencies. And then with the acquisition of Awaha in the New Zealand market, cultural sensitivities and understanding is one of their key unique selling points. They embrace the Maori culture in everything that they do, and New Zealand really are leading the way with respect to cultural competencies. So it is a really important part of all of the events that we deliver. And then working with our clients and helping them understand how they can bring the cultural elements into their events in a respectful way is really important.
And you finding clients' demands are quite different to what they were a few years ago?
Look, clients' demands are always there, and the shifting priorities are in a good way. So with those focuses on sustainability, cultural inclusion and diversity as well, it's really good to see that they're now becoming more of a consideration when it comes to making decisions. But you've got to continue that education, and all of those elements are collaborative ideas and innovations that need to be invested in for all stakeholders within an event. So really just understanding what the strategic objectives are for each client, and then working out how we can add value and achieve those objectives together. And every client, every association is different, but once you unpack that at the beginning, you can then tailor the offering to make sure that we deliver on it.
Well, thank you, Nicole. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving us your viewpoint from the other side of the world.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it, and I wish you a good rest of the show.
Thank you.